So I'm with Jacqueline Whitmore, etiquette expert from Florida, and I get lots of interest in questions related to etiquette. So I thought, well, I'm with the absolute expert,
26 years.
26 years in the biz. So Jackie's just taking me through some scenarios that she finds herself in all the time. So, top 3 interview mistakes.
Oh my goodness. Where do I start? Let's start in the dining arena, shall we? Let's talk about talking with your mouth full of food. Yes, I wrote a book called Business Class Etiquette Essentials for Success at Work. And when I was writing that book, I interviewed top CEOs and managers. And I asked them, what is your number one pet peeve when it comes to interviewing um, job candidates? And they said, I cannot stand it when someone talks with their mouth full of food.
Okay, all right, excellent, great. My boys, you are going to watch this. Mum said this is important for my 20-year-old and 23-year-old. Don't talk with your mouth full, particularly. Is that if you're going out to a lunch as part of the process?
Lunches, it's you would be surprised how many companies will include a lunch so that they can see the person's table manners.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's not because people would think that stuff's all out of date, but no, it's still current
it's
and relevant.
extremely relevant. I mean, we all have to eat.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, when you're hired for a company, you may not start out on a level where you're interacting with clients. But if you're any good, they're going to move you up that ladder and put you in positions where you have more of that client face-to-face contact. Even if you go to a conference or any kind of golfing event, I mean, any kind of sporting event where you're entertaining clients.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So eating with your mouth full. What's the next one?
Okay. Another mistake that new hires make is they do not do their research. This blows me away. You wouldn't believe how many emails that I get from young people who want to be interns with me. And first of all, they don't address me by name in the email. It's just hello, comma, and they know nothing about my company. They haven't done their research. They don't even know what industry I'm in. And they ask me, well, what do you do? What is your company all about? And I'm thinking, you want to work for me? You should know more about my company than I do. You should have Googled everything about me, and you should have told me this, this, and this. It's astonishing.
Yes. So I spent 6 years as a headhunter, CEO, C-suite roles. And so I worked very much at the top end, but I do remember once we were looking for some graduates, and it was in our research department. So I would assume that a research graduate would do research on our organisation. I had exactly the same situation. I'm like, the core skill of this job is research, and yet you're coming to an interview under-researched?
Right.
Like, no, sorry, not progressing. All right, so they are not researching your organisation. They're writing a generalised email, so not tailoring their approach. What's the third mistake?
My goodness. I could come up with so many.
Oh, yeah, keep going. This is awesome.
Chewing gum.
Oh, okay.
Chewing gum on an interview. Chewing gum in public in general, in my book is a no-no.
Yeah.
Do it in your car, but please don't do it in a job interview.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
Okay. Wearing the wrong outfit.
That's what I was wondering about. Yes.
And that goes back to not doing your research.
Yes.
If you don't know what employees wear at that firm, you better call or do your research. Look at the pictures that they post. Try to get a company newsletter. Go to their LinkedIn page where they're posting, their company events. See what the employees are wearing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What else?
Oh my goodness.
I know. I know. What about, so this idea that, well, people just have to accept me as I am, and I am who I am, and you've got to accept me as I am. How does that line up against modern etiquette?
Which is fine. And I am all about authenticity, because I think that we can take who we are and still we can polish ourselves. Because if you stop polishing yourself, you might as well just give it up. So learners are earners. That's my philosophy. School is never out. Stay curious. Okay. So back to your question about how do I not lose myself?
Yes.
Does etiquette change me? Am I trying to be better than? Yeah. Absolutely not. Right. In other words, what I'm trying to convey is that you're okay. I'm okay. But if you want to work for this firm, they have rules and regulations. So if you don't want to comply with their dress code, for example, then just don't work for that firm. Find your fit, find your tribe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So don't, yep. So, okay, that's such good advice. Find your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you love the role enough, then if they've got standards and expectations, go with the standards and expectations.
Right.
Don't rebel against it.
Right.
Until maybe one day you're running the organization and then bring in whatever else you want.
Absolutely. Then you better work for yourself. Maybe you're better off as an entrepreneur, and that's fine too.
Yeah.
Etiquette is really, this is my definition of it, the art of making others feel comfortable.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's not about knives and forks, because I would rather sit next to a barbarian, not really, but as long as he's polite, kind, a good conversationalist, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the Gen Zs are uncomfortable making small talk, as well as other generations. But I would much rather you be kind and funny and engaging. And if you hold your fork like a cello, okay, so be it. But we can fix that.
Yeah.
What we can't fix is your personality, what's inside. So we start with what's inside, and then we polish from there.
Okay. All right. We might turn it back the other way and we'll do